right, go ahead, Ann.
Okay, I'm Anthony LeGrune with Georgia Cancer Specialist.
Mr. Lagoon,
Yes.
tell me a little bit about the organization and what position do you hold here, and how did this organization come about?
Okay. My title here is Executive Vice President of Human Resources. I've been with Georgia Cancer Specialist for 12 years in the same capacity in human resources. When I came here, GCS had just undergone a transformation, moving from a organization that had a relationship with a company called PhyMatrix, which was a practice administration group, to being owned by a group of shareholders that had always been a part of the GCS. GCS started in 1986, and about the mid-90s, with the migration towards a lot of practice management, GCS sold its assets to PhyMatrix. In 1999, with the collapse of PhyMatrix, GCS re-engaged as a private practice, and at that particular time, I believe there were probably 12 shareholders owning the company. At this particular time, there are 35 shareholders in the company. Georgia Cancer Specialists, from a historical standpoint, we specialize in treatment of oncology patients or cancer care and hematology patients.
Okay, now tell me about your mission statement. What is your mission here at Georgia Cancer Specialists, and some of your core values?
Okay. The mission statement was pretty clear, and it was defined by our previous CEO, Dr. Bruce Feinberg, and that's basically that Georgia Cancer Specialists was to provide community-based oncology throughout Metro Atlanta. However, that also extended to the Blue Ridge Mountains as well as Central Georgia, with offices in Macon and Hawkinsville.
Okay, so would you say your organization is a vertical organization or a horizontal organization?
For the first, Dr. Feinberg left here in 2010. I would say prior to his departure, GCS was undoubtedly a vertical organization. We had aspirations at that particular time of being the largest oncology practice in the United States, a title which we held for a number of years. However, we relinquished that title in the mid-2000s, or the mid part of up to, I think, 2008, 2009, with Florida Cancer Specialists surging somewhat as an oncology practice in the Southeast. GCS fell to second place, basically, in terms of vertical growth.
Okay, so are you made up, off the top of your head, and I know you probably don't have the exact numbers, how many physicians / nurse practitioners do you have on board, and who do you, and here in Atlanta, is most of your care given, say, through Northside, say for instance, or do you provide your own hospital?
Okay. We have 46 physicians, 35 of those, as I indicated earlier, are shareholders. We have 20 mid-level providers. That's a combination of nurse practitioners and physician assistants. Each GCS office is geographically located near a hospital in Metro Atlanta. In Emory Midtown, we have offices at Stockbridge, Northside Hospital. Northside is not our largest. We have DeKalb, which we have a pretty significant patient population, and Hillendale, Johns Creek, you name the hospital, GCS basically has an office located near that particular hospital.
So who would you say who would you say are your competitors in the region?
In the region, that's somewhat of a topic of discussion here. In HR, I've always said our competition is Atlanta Cancer Care, Northwest Georgia Oncology, because they're predominantly privately owned oncologists. Hospitals, I've always viewed as our competitors because I pretty much would fight with them over staffing. And I've always said there's some joy when you can pull a person away from a hospital who has the ability to offer greater benefits than what we can offer into a private practice field. The benefit of being in private practice is that we have 8:30 to 5 work days, and that's worked to our advantage in an effort to grow GCS from the 250 employees that we had in 2000 to the 567 employees that we currently have today.
Okay, so I'm talking about like Emory Winship, the Winship Cancer Center, Cancer Centers of America. I mean, and what do you do? I guess what I'm going to ask you, Anthony, what does Georgia Cancer Specialists do that sets you guys apart from the competition? Is it holistic medicine, or is it a more research type approach, or what?
It's everything. We are a one-stop shop. So you can come here if you're interested in research, and certainly research is available. We're the only private practice that does phase 1 research trials in the United States. So that's a huge advantage that a lot of other practices can't offer. Emory Winship certainly has a lot of resources being tied to Emory University. However, Emory, I've never regarded them as being a significant competitor in terms of Georgia Cancer Specialists. The oncology market in Atlanta is a little fragmented. GCS has a majority of the market share. However, it's still not a significant market share because there's still a lot of single doc practices. You got the Emory's that you're competing with, Atlanta Cancer Care, Northwest Georgia Oncology, Suburban Hematology. So you're still competing with those people, but we still have majority share compared to them in terms of marketplace.
Okay. Let me ask you another a question here in terms of strategies. What is Georgia Cancer Specialists' long-term strategy and their short-term strategy?
Okay. I would have to combine those particular strategies, and the reason I would do that is because when Dr. Feinberg exited in October 2010, GCS had many suitors coming, asking if we would be interested in a partnership. GCS decided to enter into an agreement with Northside Hospital to begin that partnership. It is anticipated that that relationship will be formalized around November 1st. So from a long-term and short-term standpoint, GCS will partner with Northside Hospital. We will still exist as a separate entity providing some services. However, the clinical services will be provided by Northside Hospital.
Oh, and is there any particular reason why you guys chose Northside, or they chose you, or?
I think it was a mutual decision between the two entities. We had a couple of people who vied to partner with GCS. However, Northside offered GCS the best in terms of long-term development and relationship and where we wanted to go in terms of providing medical care.
Okay, good. What are some tactics that you use to survive in the market?
Uh, well, up until a particular point, we just introduced new business lines. A lot of oncologists only do oncologic care. GCS got involved in interventional radiology. We expanded research. We also have two retail pharmacies, one in Macon and one in the Metro Atlanta. Just a full array of services that we provide, whereas the other practices have never provided those and probably will never provide those services. And we also have the benefit of numbers. Like I said earlier, we have 46 doctors and 20 mid-level providers.
Okay. Do you ever think you guys want to go national?
That was some aggressive thinking on the part of me and a couple of other people. However, the possibility of that happening now is not even a possibility.
Okay. Going back to some organizational questions, what do you do that's unique from your competitors? Maybe that's a repetitious question, but let me ask you again. I'm just because it's come from one of my classmates. What do you guys do that's different from your competitors?
I would say it's got to be based again on volume. We have 30 offices, and so we can provide oncology care almost anywhere in Metro Atlanta. None of our competitors can do that. You referenced earlier Cancer Treatment Centers of America, and I believe they're moving into the Newnan, Georgia area. We're already in Griffin, we're in Stockbridge, we're in Fayetteville, so we pretty much gotten that corridor down pat. So, from a competitive standpoint, we already have a presence there. So we have the benefit of having offices located in various places, and with that, we also provide a full array of services again.
Okay. One question one of my classmates want to ask you. Does your organization use electronic medical records?
We use a system called, it was NextGen when we began it, when we purchased it. However, it has been significantly customized because NextGen wasn't developed for the oncology market. It was a generic product. GCS basically broke down, blew up NextGen and created its own medical records platform, and we call ours Oasis, and it's specific to oncology.
Okay. So another question here. I guess one of my classmates want to ask you, is the organization adaptable to change? And I guess you answered that question because you guys are undergoing involvement with Northside. You're adapting to the market. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share about Georgia Cancer Specialists and where they're going, or are there any opportunities for inspiring administrators or aspiring nurses in the organization?
The opportunities certainly are there. However, so much is undetermined right now, depending upon how the partnership with Northside goes. I think there are 4 different agreements that will be in place when we begin this partnership with Northside. However, GCS will still have the ability, even though the offices will be Northside properties, GCS will still have the opportunity to hire through those particular offices for all clinical staff. So yeah, there's certainly opportunities available for people interested in nursing or administrative positions, provided we have those available. The other thing that I would anticipate having that partnership with Northside is the ability to further expand in the Metro Atlanta market.
Okay, well, great. Well, Mr. LeGroom, I know you're a busy man, and I think I've covered most of the questions that my classmate wanted to say. Again, is there anything else you want to say or conclude the interview?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Thank you very much, Mr. LeGroom, for your time.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, thanks.